Yesterday I was talking about how easy it is to eat healthy. And it is. There's actually a couple of problems. There's a couple little problems to that. Look at that raw chicken sashimi. Arigato. Because eating healthy, sometimes you need quite a bit of resources. You need quite a bit of the monopoly money to eat healthy. And sometimes you actually don't. So it can be easy and cheap. And it also can be really freaking expensive. I have an illustration for you guys. I still got one oyster left. This one oyster, €2 for this little ding. €2 for this oyster, and it was on a sale. Usually they're more expensive. Now check this out. All this beautiful freaking beef fat. Thousands of calories, so many nutrients, so much energy for your body. €2 €2 for this shit. All of this shit. And €2 for this shit. Same price. A lot more in one. But oyster's more like supplement anyway to me. But you can see some of the foods, some of the great foods our earth gives us has been priced heavily. Although you can get oysters if you live in the right place and you can go get them free. That's always possible. But it is not possible for everybody. I don't live in a place where I can get oysters. So maybe I shouldn't eat oysters. Ever thought about that based science? So for me, oysters just a little snack here and there when they're on sale. I do it for the supplement. I do it for the penis games. But this beef fat, this yellow ass beef fat, which is delicious, I have some more here. This I get from my butcher. I just asked them, you throw that beef fat away? I know, butchers, farmers, they throw up. They wasting so much food. Some of the best nutrition. They throw so much of the fat away. There's actually, and this is delicious. There's actually so much more fat in the animals that most people know. The fat is usually covering the organs, the stomach. There's so much fat, and to my knowledge, they throw all that fat away. What the hell is up with that? Like they throw most of the organs away. And speaking about organs, those things cheap. Even the highest of the high quality, godlike organs that make you feel like God, they even cheap. So again, the organs, the fat, the offcuts, we got some bone marrow. That's a big bunch of bone marrow. Bone marrow, if you get only the bones with the bone marrow, it's incredibly cheap. This was like, this was, I got way more even for €2. That's some of the best nutrition you can get again. So, just the bone marrow, then some of them. Then if you do a bit more cooked style animal products, You can do those meat stocks very easily because they're always from the offcuts. The offcuts super cheap. So it's a little hit and miss. Some of the best foods, the wild game, if you don't go get them yourself, which most people don't, when you kinda can get them free, not really. You have to pay for the licenses, the hunting licenses. You gotta pay for the equipment, the gas to get you there. But it's still way more cheap than buying it from the stores. Now if you do all raw, then it's definitely a little more expensive because you really want to get the best quality stuff. You don't want to eat any of that cheap shit. And you cannot really use the offcuts too well because those are more tougher cuts, more for the broths, meat stocks, soups and that kind of shit. So you need to pay a pretty penny for the base raw chicken. Actually the chicken is kind of cheap where I live, but I've heard at some places the chicken is more expensive than the beef. What? What's up with that? You gotta move away from that place because that don't make goddamn sense. But organs, the fat, the offcuts, very cheap. Almost like ridiculously cheap how cheap this fat is. Then some of the other superfood like the oysters, seafood, extremely expensive if you don't go get them yourself again. The best beef, like the muscle meats and stuff, expensive. Ribeyes expensive. Filet mignon can suck my dick because that's kind of the chicken breast of the beef. Way too expensive how it really is. Eggs, kinda cheap. The highest quality eggs, still kinda cheap where I live. Raw dairy, super cheap where I live. So you can make it work very cheaply if you go work on a farm, hunt your own food. You can make it even easier. So in the end, it is kinda easy as fuck. But sometimes, not really. You gotta find the right sources. That can take time, that can take energy. But it is not that bad. And it's kind of fun actually to create those connections. It's an adventure to go get their food. But it's pretty insane how much they throw away. They throw away the blood usually also. They throw away most of the organs. They throw away so much of the fat. And then we wonder why is everybody so unhealthy these days? Because we throw away all this nutrition that healthy people should eat. Or people that wanna be healthy should be eating. One thing I didn't mention in yesterday's video was the cravings. How many cheat meals do you have in a month? Bitch, you don't have to have cheat meals when you eat this kind of shit. Most people have never experienced the nourishment you get from these type of foods. What you see me eating here. Most people have never bitten into pure raw beef, yellow beef fat like this. This is fun. It's kind of hard to get, but when you get it in your mouth, it just melts. But this is amazing tasting, bro. Amazing. So yeah, no fucking wonder you want those cakes, muffins and donuts or whatever. Cheat meals, hamburgers, lasagnas, pasta carbonara. Because you are malnourished. You feel me? That's the problem. You are. You are the problem. That is the problem. You are. Exactly. So learn to be better and do better. Just copy and paste what I'm doing. Easy. See you on the next one.